Welcome to a brief introduction on integrating Google Apps for Business and your business. This should last for about 15 minutes. There would be a Q&A session at the end, so do please make note of your questions for later. I would be talking about the what, why, and how for Google Apps for Business. As Wake Technology is using Google Apps, I shall be talking about my personal experience. What are Google Apps? Google Apps for Business is an integrated collection of software apps based on cloud computing and provides services such as Gmail, Calendar, Docs, Sites, video, and lots more. Notice the branding of these services. At Wake Technology Integrators, we use Android phones, Android pads, Windows and Linux PCs, and laptops. All have access to all of these services all the time. Email ID creates image. Is yours right? Here is Mr. Jonathan, who has received an email from a joe589@gmail.com. But he is unable to relate this Joe589 to any Joe he might have come across recently, as the email seems to be from someone using Gmail, a free service available to everyone free of cost. He thinks that this Joe can't be part of a company and he ignores this email. If only Joe was using Google Apps for Business, this situation would not have happened, as the email ID would have a proper name and company's name. For example, joe.warner@warnerbrothers.com. This creates a completely different image, and probably Jonathan would have read the email. Sort, file, and search endlessly. By Microsoft, we have all been taught to sort and file into folders all emails that we receive to keep our inboxes tidy. This is Miss Sabina, and she is rather annoyed. Whenever she received an email, she has been sorting and filing into computer folders maintained by Outlook. Robert is on phone with Sabina's boss. Robert is pretty annoyed that though he had sent an email with sales targets that were agreed at the Brussels meeting 3 months ago, nothing seems to have happened. Sabina is panicking and can't remember where she had filed this email. Would it be in Targets folder? Would it be in Brussels folder? Or maybe in the new marketing campaign codenamed Merlin that was launched after the Brussels meeting? Sabina wishes that she could just Google the terms through her email folders. Now, let us just consider how Sabina could be happier by using Google Apps for Business and Google Mail in the next slide. Gmail gives you a new way of handling your email. You assign labels to your emails to keep your inbox tidy. Sabina would have given 3 labels to Robert's email: Sales Target, Brussels, Merlin, and she could search on all or any of them using the search box encircled here, in the same way as she would search for information on internet using Google. That would have saved lot of annoyances for Robert. Folder is an old way of storing data in a computer and is meant for computer nerds, not for normal people. I think Apple users would completely agree with me there. Now, let me talk about the talk for a bit. Pun intended. Talk is another integral tool that allows you to send and receive instant messages, voice calls, and video calls, and is very much integrated into Gmail, as you can see there on screen. Robert could have sent an instant message to Sabina, or even using the microphone or webcam from his computer, he could have talked to Sabina directly. Are you smarter than your phone? Here is Mr. George caught on camera during an embarrassing moment. He didn't want his face to be shown, so a photo had to be cropped. He is attending a seminar. There is a great opportunity to network with people from other businesses, and George finds a Mr. Edward from a Fortune 500 company. Mr. Edward seems agreeable for a separate one-to-one meeting, but there is a problem. George forgot his diary, in which he notes down all his appointments. And to make it worse, his phone starts ringing mid-sentence, as he is trying to somehow fix a meeting with Mr. Edward. George is embarrassed and is forced to mute the phone to continue the conversation. This happens to many of us business owners. Now, actually in a strange way, the smartphone is trying to tell George, use me to fix the meeting. But George is yet to discover Google Apps for Business and finds the phone annoying. Using Google Apps for Business enables George to fix a meeting using Google Calendar on the smartphone in a professional way. Let us briefly see what more can Google Calendar do for you in the next slide. On this slide, I am showing examples of shared diaries which help me keep my days organized. Here I have my daughter's school calendar, my personal calendar, Wake Technology Company calendar, FSB Events calendar, and a couple of others. At this point, many of you are probably asking, so what? Here is how it is useful. Mr. George from previous slide could talk about an event that is coming up shortly that may interest Mr. Edward, and it may be possible that they meet up after that event. Possibilities are limitless. As a business owner, I personally find it very convenient to use Google Calendar on my phone to fix an appointment, knowing fully well that it syncs up with all other devices that I use. There is another little secret I shall let you in on. Using Google Calendar also helps me to automatically put my phone into silent mode when I mark a time as busy. Doing the same would have saved some embarrassment for Mr. George and also helped him fix the meeting in a professional way. Collaboration challenges. Collaboration is part and parcel of most businesses. Let me talk about the Outlook way in which this happens. Let us say I create a document as version 1. I attach the document to an email and send it to Emily, Sally, John, and Nina. Now, Emily, Sally, and John read the document and make changes as they see fit. and send modified document back to me. But Nina is on holiday and there is no input from her at this point in time. Now I have to handle 3 different versions of the document and merge them painfully into version 2. Then I send this modified version back to all of them. Emily, Sally and John read through version 2 document and make some more changes. At this point in time, Nina comes back from holiday and after going through loads of emails, she reads version 1 of the document. She modifies the copy she got with my first email. She can't really be blamed because she has too many emails to read. Now I have a big problem. As Nina is the CEO of our client, she is more important than everyone else. But she didn't get to see the changes others made. What options do you think I have now? Inform Nina that the final version contains elements that she never got around to see? Would she be happy with that? Google Apps provides a better way and also reduces amount of work. As Google Apps user, I would not be sending any attachments at all. My email would give them a link to the document in the company's docs site and ask them for modifications there. Now, at any stage, when Nina gets to see the document, she would see the most recent one. The version problem solved. Here are few big name companies that are already using Google Apps for Business. Globally, 40 million active users and 4 million businesses use Google Apps for Business. How to start using? To use Google Apps, one of the major requirements is that you should own the domain that you want to use for your account, and you would be required to prove it to Google. Then you would need to create mail exchange server records so that email addressed to you reaches you properly. There are 2 main versions. For free version, Google provides lots of documentation, but you may want to use some professional help. Wake Technology can provide that service. Paid version provides several advantages over free version, but I have not been able to cover the differences in this introductory presentation as it needs a lot more of your time. Google Apps for Business gives you Gmail, Calendar, Docs, Sites, Video, and lots more with your own branding. I'm sure I have created enough interest in you about how Google Apps for Business can solve many of your communication and collaboration problems in your business. I would like to know what, if anything, would prevent you from meeting up with me separately and start using Google Apps for Business in your business. I would also be happy to answer any other questions you may have. At Wake Technology Integrators, integrating mobile devices into your business is one of our key focus areas. Google charges $50 per user per year, but provides mainly phone and email based support. You may want to discuss a customized installation and support package for your specific needs with me. As you know, I would use one of my devices to fix a meeting, and I would be using Google Calendar to do that. Thank you.